Hi, firstly, thank you very much for appointing Wood Property to look after your property. By now you will have received an email which has got a link to just formalise our appointment and fill out the agency agreement. And this video is designed just to help you work through that and anticipate any questions that you might have. So let's get started. I'm just going to go into an inbox. So this would be your email box. You're going to receive an email from us, which has actually got an email in here, including a link to click on, which actually takes you to the online signing. So it just makes it nice and easy for you to sign online and work through the details here. So this is the screen that'll open up for you. Obviously, you can read through the terms, conditions, privacy policies, and cookie policies if you like, but this is the online software that we use to sign the agreement. So by clicking in the orange box here, it agrees that you're happy to start the process. Press on start and work through. Now you can see that we've actually, in this instance, there are two people that are owners of the property. They may be under a company directors, or they might be individually owners. So this is an example with two properties. If it's just an individual, there'll be one there. So happy with that, click next. Then the first person's details come up. Now in here, you're able to actually update or edit, or if we didn't have your address, you're able to fill that out. Make sure that's all correct with your names, mobile numbers, emails, etc. Once you're happy with all that, you can click on to the next one, and it will actually give you the second person's details. Now, just to clarify, this actual email is for the first person only to be signing this document. It's not actually designed to allow two people to sign it in the one signing. Once the first person has actually completed this and signed it, an email will be going to the second owner for them to sign separately. So, but that is the second person's details, which you can review. Now let's go into the actual document itself, and this is the agency agreement. So in here are the particulars of the property, the agency, the owners, etc., etc. In here, you'll also see this exclusive leasing period for 60 days. This is not an exclusive management period. It's just the initial period that if we introduce a tenant to the property in this initial 60 days, then we're entitled to the fee. The continuing leasing period is if that person that's introduced in the initial 60 days leases the property after that period, then we're also entitled to a fee. It's just a bit of a technical real estate agency issue. If you have any questions about it, please give us a ring. The rent in here, we've just put in a dollar amount. It's actually just an example rent. It doesn't necessarily mean that it is the rent that's going to be charged on your property or even the market rent, but it's just a sample rent so that in the agreement we can also put in a dollar fee as well as a percentage fee, which is a statutory requirement. So we try to get it as close as possible to what the current or market rent is, but it doesn't have to be exact, so don't worry if it's not exactly the same. If we try and click on to the next page without actually scrolling to the bottom, it doesn't like it. So once you've ready, you need to scroll to the bottom. So this is where we sign for the first property. Now in this instance, it's an owner company proprietary limited. We're just saying that the two people that are here to sign are directors of that company, but if there is no company and they just personally own the property, then there wouldn't be a company details, it would just be the individual's names. So this creates a signature for you. It won't look anything like your signature. It doesn't have to, which is just one of the ways of the world of online signing. So don't worry too much about that. It actually signs it with your computer or IP address. So once you're happy with that, you can click there. You'll see here that this second person is grayed out. You can't actually sign for that second person in this agreement. Once the first person or the first owner has signed this document, it'll send an email to the second one, which is when they will sign it. And you can see that I've signed the agreement already here. Click on to the next page. This goes into a few more details about some more of the leasing fees, releasing fees, etc. Just remember that these fees here are including GST. Sometimes in the discussions we have might be a fee which is excluding GST. So if they're slightly different, that might explain the variation there for you. Again, scroll through these, have a read, make sure you're happy with all that. Once you've scrolled to the bottom again, click next. A few more details in relation to marketing costs, paying for your bills, etc., which we would have already discussed and agreed with you. Once you're happy, sign that by clicking that box. Go on to the next one. Again, some more statutory requirements and disclosures and parts of this agreement that we are required to provide. Please have a read through. Once you're happy with all that, press next. And again, more terms and conditions in relation to real estate agency agreements, which are extensive, unfortunately. So scroll through all that down to the bottom. And again, press next. If you're happy again with all that, sign it. It then asks if you're ready to submit, so we say yes. And that's the completion of the first person to sign. So what will happen now is an email will be sent to the second person's email box. It takes a little while for that to actually go through, but that second person will then get, the second owner, if you like, will then get another email, pretty much exactly the same as this first one. They'll click on that, go through, sign each part of the form as the first person did. Once they've finished, they'll submit that form, and then it'll send an email out to everyone, which will actually show that the form has been completed by all owners, and that is the actual final executed agreement for this property. So this is the second actual inbox of the second owner. We're just waiting a little while for this email to come through. Once it has, I'll actually show you how the signing of that works. Okay, so here's the actual email in the second owner. So this is owner 2's inbox. They click on this, basically exactly the same process. It opens up the same form. Click on the yellow box here or orange box and start the process. And you'll see that it takes you straight through to the form. There's no opportunity to vary your ownership details. That was done in the first instance. As you scroll down through here, you can see that the first owner is signed. I've also signed, or the agent has also signed. So again, just click on that. And then again, as you did in the first one, work your way through all of the pages, checking the terms and conditions you're happy with, stamping the signature where it asks you to. Clicking next, scrolling and reading through the terms and conditions of the agreement. Or if you don't get to the bottom, it doesn't like you. Get here, again, stamp this agreement and hit submit. And that is it. So that will actually then send an email out to everybody, myself as the agent, the two owners, with the final document that's been signed by all parties. The next thing it's going to do after that is actually send you or send the first person an owner's agreement, which is asking the owner to fill out a few more details such as bank accounts, insurances, bill payments, etc. And we'll address that in the second video. So I hope that helps. Thanks very much again for appointing Wood Property, and we look forward to looking after you and your property. Many thanks.